For this build we used an MSI MPG Z390 Ace motherboard, and that was something that I had discussed with Ryan several times, and he agreed to this mostly because it gave all the aesthetics that he was looking for as well as the performance. We paired this motherboard with an Intel 9700K. Right now it is running stock, but there are plans in the future to overclock it. One of the biggest things that Ryan was adamant about was having 32 gigabytes of RAM in his new computer. Originally we had a 16x2 configuration set up for the RAM, but we were able to find a better deal with faster RAM with getting a 4x8 set of G.Skill Ripjaws V Black DDR4 RAM running at 3200 MHz. Loading the XMP profile was easy, and Ryan has definitely noticed a difference between his last build and this build with the faster RAM. We used 3 Cougar 120mm LED blue case fans on the front of the case, and a 140mm Cougar LED blue case fan for the rear slot on the case. As you will soon see, it will not be long before that plan changed. To get as much blue lighting as possible, we swapped out the 3 fans that came with the Corsair H150i and got 3 Corsair HD 120mm high static pressure fans to put in their place. We had to move the radiator to the front and the case fans to the top because the radiator and HD 120 fans would not clear the VRM heatsink. Originally we planned on getting an MSI Gaming X Trio 2080, but when Ryan found out he could get an EVGA 2080 Ti for $1,000, he couldn't pass it up. At this point, before I really dive into wiring, the first thing I like to do is temporarily hook everything up to make sure it all turns on. For whatever reason, I always seem to miss plugging in at least one fan. The fan did work and the turn on test went great. I finished up all the wiring and let Ryan take his beast of a computer home. Everything was going great until I got the phone call that night. And then, everything was not so great. Well guys, we had to go backwards. We had to take the radiator and pump out because the power cable for the pump that connects to the SATA power cord itself broke in half, and I'll have a picture of that momentarily. Kind of sucks. I didn't really plan on this. Ryan kind of contacted me and said that it was an issue, so we are back. Yeah, I wasn't looking forward to this. So he's currently on his way to Micro Center to swap those out. We'll come back, we'll get it back in place, we'll get the HD 120 fans back in, and hopefully be able to get everything rewired to a point where that won't happen again. I think part of the reason it did happen was because of the backside of the NZXT H700s. They have a wiring kind of track, I guess is the best way to put it, and it was sitting in there a weird way, and I think just with the tension and us kind of forcing the back plate back on, it just kind of, so that's unfortunate. Can't do much about that now, so yeah, I'm hoping this build gets done soon, I won't lie. Finally, after almost 2.5 hours, Ryan came back with the new Corsair H150i. We got the HD 120 fans back on it, reinstalled the radiator, reinstalled the pump onto the CPU, and everything worked. Finally, we are done. We got all the RGB working with all the hardware. Everything is running at good temperatures. Fair warning, I will say for the EVGA Black Edition 2080 Ti, we did run the aggressive fan curve when gaming, and that may be a little loud for some people. All the parts that were used in this build will be listed below in the description, along with links as to where you can buy them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit that subscribe button to see more builds and other video game content.